The Rocket Rambler has all the specs to be a great long distance pumper, long distance pusher. Do you want to know if the Rocket Rambler is a great long distance deck? Check it out in the next video and you will get the answer. Hi and welcome to another longboard video review from Beernett Skate Systems. My name is Paul and in this video review I will show you all the details about the latest addition to the Rocket family, and that is the Rocket Rambler. I will turn it into a complete setup with affordable components. I'm going to skate it and I will give it a BeernettScore. If this is the first time that you're watching my channel, please click the subscribe button and hit the bell to receive notifications when there is a new review online. This Rambler is the second LDP deck from Rocket. The first one is the Exodus platform, and you can see a review of it in my previous video. In contrast to an LDP platform, the Rambler can be assembled with components that are available in most skate shops. Therefore, it should offer an easy and affordable entry into long distance skating, and there are a few benefits that can confirm this. The first one is the low standing platform due to the dropped truck mounts in the front and in the back. The shape is similar to the Exodus platform and it was tested very well in my review. Together with the drop-through assembly from the trucks, there's a ground clearance of about 6.5 centimeters if you're using 85mm wheels. As you can see, there is no traditional drop in the front. The neck runs smoothly into the 3D concave of the deck, and it goes further on in the back where it runs seamlessly into the drop of the back. This will enclose your foot when you're standing on the platform and gives enough grip when you're pumping. Which brings me to the next benefit, the built-in wedging. Pumping should be really easy with the wedging that the Rambler offers. There's a 9-degree wedge in the front and there's a -13-degree D-wedge in the back. This will provide optimal angles so that the trucks do perform better with pumping. It is designed to run most standard 50-degree trucks, like the Paris or other trucks. The Rambler has a slightly wider neck and also slightly wider in the back than normal drop decks. Therefore, you can only mount 150mm trucks or wider, but you should be able to fit large wheels up to 90mm. Important with an LDP setup is that the deck is light. Well, this one is really light. It is designed with a hollow bamboo core, which makes it very lightweight. The finish of the Rambler is great. I really like the visible carbon layer that you can see here on the top. Also, a small logo on the side, which is done with real branding. And what I really like is the embossed ABS layer on the bottom, which is done with all the Rocket decks. It gives a really nice design with a certain feel to it. The truck that I will use in the front of this Rambler is of course my own build Beernett. It's the 6.0 version, it's 152mm wide and there is a spherical bearing in the hanger. As you can see here, there's a spherical bearing in the hanger which makes it steer very precise. There's also of course the polished pivot together with the premium pivot cup, the premium bushings from Mid-Tide. It will be a perfect truck for long distance pumping. In the rear I will mount a Randall downhill truck. It has a 35-degree base plate, which you can see here, and it can be mounted drop through. The hanger 160mm wide and the standard bushings are replaced of course with riptide bushings. There's a 90A barrel on the board side, a 95A tall cone roadside. And what I also did, as you can see here, I cut off a small piece of the pivot cup that there is an opening between the hanger and the base plate to create less friction. The wheels that I will use are Orangutan Kegels. These are 80mm in diameter. There's a large core here which makes them lighter. I will use the 83A and the softer version is 77A. These wheels are really great for long distance. They are used by Adrian O when he was on his World On Board tour across 6 continents. And this is how it will look like when it's completely mounted. What I did, I put some grip tape on it, Paradox grip tape, the normal coarse grip tape, just a little Rocket logo in there. As you can see, it's really low to the ground. In the front it's slightly higher because it's a 6.0 base plate. It's a few millimeters higher than the 5.0. Therefore the deck is slightly tilted, but you wouldn't notice it with skating. Plus, when it's slightly tilted that way, you have slightly more wedging in the front, maybe 1 degree, which will benefit during pumping. Let's see how it will skate. So I did the first 7 kilometers on a beautiful stretch in my area, and I dialed it in a little bit, fastened the bushings a little to my preference, and must admit, it feels great. So the Rambler, when you pump it, feels very good, stable. Of course, with the Beernett in the front, no surprises for me. Stable, and it feels good. Going to the back. In the back we got the Randall. It's the 35 degree base plate. It's now around, what is it, 20, 25. And yeah, on this deck it feels good. Can keep on pumping. That also feels good when you're pushing it. It's low, stable, and there's not too much flex in there. This is the flex version. You can imagine that the stiff version would be more suitable for downhill or yeah, more the heavy skaters among us. It feels good, this deck, the Rambler, and the name, yeah, it's a perfect name actually, the Rambler. It's a deck that makes you want to do those distances, especially with the setup. So when I place my rear foot just before the middle of the deck, place the nice Rocket logo on there, then can get the most out of it when I'm pumping. As you can see, it's close to getting wheel bite. They perform really great. Not sure how they will do it with slightly larger wheels. Probably better. The deck will be a little bit higher on its feet, so pushing will be a little bit harder. Pumping will stay the same probably. Overall, the Kegels and the Rambler, it's a good combination. Looking at the Rambler, I wouldn't say it's a race deck. It's more an overall yeah, fun deck which you can use for racing. You can use it for your daily distances. It feels really nice. The setup is great. Yeah, it's like an all-round deck. Pumping, pushing, it's all possible. Time for the BeernettScore, and we will start with the race score. First category, pushability. Pushing is good, it's stable, it's a great deck, therefore it's an 8. Next category, pumpability. Pumping is not as good as a bracket deck, but still very satisfying, therefore a 7. The weight with 3524 grams is a 9. The build quality is excellent. There are still cast trucks, therefore it's an 8. The race handling is satisfying, not optimum as a race deck, it's an all-rounder, therefore a 7. That will give a total score of 39 out of 50, which is very good for an all-round deck. And now the fun score. The comfort. It can be better with bigger wheels, but it's still a 6. There's a decent slow pump, therefore it's a 7. Next up, practicality. It's still very low, there's a nice feature for popping it up, therefore a 6. Due to the all-round nature of this deck, the fun factor will be a 7. The value of this deck. With 450 euros, it's quite low priced, and therefore the value will be an 8. That will give a total fun score of 34 out of 50, which is really good for an all-round deck. And we will have a total Beernett score of 73. Now you see that with a medium race score and a medium fun score, the Beernett score is quite high. The Rocket Rambler is a very good all-rounder with a high Beernett score. This was my video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you next time.